Oven Podcast. Your table is ready. You can follow me.
But we're back at Marinara Cafe. We got some meatballs with regatta and infused marinara sauce.
We got Shawn the Butcher, Sirius
What's
XM,
up?
Liquid Metal Host, Channel 40. I mean, listen, I was going to say all your channels, but you basically take over channel, 38 to 41, huh?
Yeah, I do third. Oh man, I forget. I just got a brand new one. I don't know exactly what number it is. I'm doing Hair Nation,
Okay.
which is the hair metal
Hair
channel.
Nation's 39, if you were wondering.
See, knows better than I do. Yeah, and then Liquid Metal 40. I'm the voice of
Yep.
Ozzy's Boneyard 38. And I do work on all the
Yeah,
channels.
and program director, right, for Turbo?
Program
41?
director for Turbo on Channel 41. It's always an interesting day at work.
Oh, I can imagine. So what's like the main difference between a bunch of them, like for you?
I mean, I definitely my knowledge of the music, like I know all about metal. So when it comes to just everything that's going on, I'm knee deep in all of that. Hair metal was before my time. So like I'm not an expert in that field like I am with regular metal and even hip hop. I am working on a hip hop channel now, but
Hell yeah.
it's like an extra channel. It's not like a main channel. Which the extra ones are just on the app. The main ones are like on the radio when you get
I was
in
going
your
to
car.
ask, what's the difference?
It's so funny that you knew Hair Nation's number. Are you a big hair metal guy?
So I've been messing around with Sirius for a little while.
Mhm.
I had to do some sort of research before coming over here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like list your stuff. I was like, God, it's 38, 39, 40, 41.
All the rock
like, it's
channels.
everywhere.
That's like the rock section of the
Okay.
Sirius stations. All the loud, noisy shit. That's where they keep us.
All the loud, noisy shit?
Yeah. That's the stuff I'm into. Like the louder, the better. I was doing the punk channel for years, and I mean, I don't know anything about punk, which is crazy. I was getting these pans promoted, and they were like, "Oh my God, thank you!" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. Just like as long as you're making good music, that's." Everyone's like, "How do we get on the radio? How do we get on the radio?" Just, I mean, make a good song, and then it's got to catch on. Like that's the thing. It's got to catch on with a bunch of people. Harassing people in their DMs is not the way to get your song played.
That's good to know.
I'm just saying. It's funny. I say it all the time. Like, bands put all this money into like recording and all the time that goes into it and all this, and they put so much into the product, and then their delivery of it is just trash. Like,
Yep.
it's like, why would you spend all this time to not have it delivered the way it's supposed to be delivered? This is damn good.
Yeah, no, this is
And the
amazing.
sauce is infused?
Yeah, the sauce
Yeah.
infused, yep.
Sick.
A little bit of olive oil in there, mix the
Mm.
sauce around.
You guys got a great job here.
Oh, dude, it's been a lot of fun. You got a podcast of your own, right?
I just started a podcast. Like I was just talking to my boy Mario here that we got right the week before.
You were a couple weeks before us.
Yeah, a couple weeks before. It's a horror and sci-fi podcast called In Madness. And it's me and my buddy Rodney. He goes by Vertebrae 33. He's an amazing artist.
Okay.
And we're just horror nerds. And like, he doesn't, I asked to interview him for years. He's like, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't like being on camera. He doesn't like, be in the center of attention. And it was his idea to do the podcast.
Really?
And I'm like, get out of here. And for a while, people have been like, do a podcast. And I'm like, more work? Sure. Like, by myself?
Add it
Like,
to the plate? Why
like
not?
everything you guys got going on here, it's like, and like, do this all by myself? I'm like, no. If somebody's willing to help, yeah. And my buddy was the first one.
Yeah, help,
Like, let's
help, partner.
do something. And I'm like, yeah, if you can take 50% of this weight, 100%. And it has been nothing but an absolute blast. Having a lot of fun doing. Are you guys horror movie fans?
I was just gonna say, man, it's so funny because I'm like the complete opposite of a horror movie
All
fan.
right,
I
yeah.
don't even. I like the concept of them, and I think like the actual movies are good.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm such a bitch when it comes to like scary, especially in the theater. Like,
Yeah.
the scary
Yeah.
movies in theater.
Yeah.
The last scary movie I saw in theater had to be, I want to say it was Insidious.
Okay. Yeah, that was a while
And-
ago. Yeah.
Bro, when that devil popped up behind him at like when they're eating dinner,
Yeah.
and the little leprechaun dancing to like when they put the record player on, I have the chills right now talking about it.
Hell yeah.
I think the last one that I saw in theaters was fucking Strangers. That's
Oh, that's
That
a
was-
good one.
That was a while ago.
That fucked me up bad.
Yeah.
I gotta be in the right mindset.
Liv Tyler, yeah.
That was before we went on vacation to Woodlock Pines, right?
Yeah,
With strangers.
I think so.
That's. Say we could talk. I'll talk some
Yeah,
some horror
yeah,
movies, but
yeah.
It's tough getting a hand job in the movies to a horror movie. Though.
Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, there's not as many kids in the theater.
no,
Well,
definitely.
when Strangers came out, I was pretty young, so if I was getting a hand job, that was equivalent to sex.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even now in the day.
Little popcorn butter.
We're going to movies tomorrow night. I'm a little nervous.
You're listening to the Oven Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
So we got some penne alla vodka with the mozzarella on top, some garlic bread with the mozz.
He's got the right idea.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just gonna stuff my face on camera real quick. What up?
When did you know, that the music industry was going to be part of your journey?
or your journey.
Always. Green Day. Once I discovered Green Day,
Really?
Dookie, that was when I became obsessed with music. I was like, I want to be in a band. Anything. I spent years trying to be in a band. And failing miserably, as you do.
What instrument did you play?
Bass.
Okay.
I still have my bass
Hell
sitting and my 5-string Ibanez, my prized possession.
You got a voice?
What do you mean? Like sing?
Yeah. Well, I know you got the voice for freaking radio
me,
because
me. I mean, I could belt out a tune in karaoke, maybe.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
I mean, probably an Offspring song, maybe Self-Esteem. That's a good one. I mean, everyone always does the Queen. I'd go for like Biggie, Kick in the Door. Like I like doing the hip hop tracks. Like those are my fun ones to do.
Yep.
Or like a Nirvana track. The Metallica's too basic for me. They're gonna expect that from me, so I want to try and pull out something that no one's really like.
Gotta mix it up.
Yeah. But at music, man, always just. I mean, from failing from being a musician, and then ended up getting this radio gig where I really didn't know I was going to be working with music. I wasn't working with music in the beginning. I was supposed to be doing studio shit. And then I sat in a studio and it was so boring.
Well, doing what in the studio?
Like recording session.
Okay.
We were supposed to be doing one, but the guy was mad late, like 4 hours late.
Oh,
And I'm like, is this what it is, man? And the whole thing just soured me. So I was like, I don't want to do I was going to mix records and shit. I'm like, I don't want to do that either. I just knew I wanted to do something with music, whatever the hell it was. And then, I kind of stumbled into the whole radio thing. Like my buddy was like, yo, they're looking for interns. I called, I got an internship. One day, 2 guys quit. They're like, you want a gig? I'm like, yeah.
Done.
But that was talk radio. It was Opie and Anthony. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I worked for them for like 2 years, but I was terrible. So they're like, we're going to move you to the music programming department, which is where I am now. And I've been there for 15 years. And from then, I've just worked, Beastie Boys, Linkin Park, all heavy metal, all hip hop, all punk rock. I'm doing the hair metal now. Just like, it's great because like I feel like I'm like a one-man band. That's so lame and so cheesy to say, but like,
well, you're all over Sirius.
Yeah, like and like in the scene too. Like more importantly, like at shows and like interviewing like bands and putting bands on the radio and like exposing them and like promoting them. And that's my favorite thing to do. Is like if I can't be in a band, if I can't be on stage playing gigs or whatever, I want to get these awesome bands that are playing to like 30, 40 people and get them in 200-person rooms or like whatever, like just having fun.
You're like that awesome coach that was never good at the sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could not hack it in the NFL, so I'm like I'm like the Powell guy or whatever like it doesn't matter. Like I just want to be on the field.
Right.
Like I don't care how. And it's cool that I get to help these bands and I'm not trying to like leech off their titty. Like I'm trying to help them get I was rocking with Knock Loose when they put out their first album and they just played Coachella last weekend.
Which is crazy.
Like it's to watch that and be there from the day they put out their first album and no one was playing their shit, to seeing that now and being with them for that whole ride, like that shit is awesome. Just being part of that and watching people grow, like screw being in a band. I would love to make music. Like every time I'm with my band friends, I'm like, man, I would love to like write a song again. I haven't written a song in a decade, probably more.
What's stopping you?
Jamming with people, like getting a drummer, that was always the problem. Is like finding a guitar player, finding a drummer, finding a singer, finding everybody who has time to lock it in, and in between work and the podcast. It's something I want to do, but something I'm not like. If somebody was like, yo, come over and jam right now, I'm like, yeah. But then actually organizing it, no, I'm terrible. My hands are full enough. That's my problem, is I'm already busy enough with all the crap I am doing. But it'd be nice to do music again somehow in some form or fashion. But I love what I do with it now and promoting it and all that. That's key to me. And it's helping the bands and it's helping everybody a lot. And it's like fun as hell. I love it. Going to concerts. My first concert ever, that changed my life. Voodoo Lounge, Queens, New York. Shout out to the Voodoo Lounge.
Okay.
They shut it down because too many people got stabbed there.
That's a good first place. That's a good first place for your concert.
Hell yeah.
First concert. Who was it?
My buddy Jeff in Full Blown Chaos and Sworn Enemy and E-Town Concrete. And it was on my 16th birthday. And I loved all those bands. And I was like, I have to go to this. I was too scared because I know those shows are violent as hell.
So you were just moshing there?
No, I was totally in the back, scared to death. Because, like, not all shows are beatdown fests. But in the late 90s, at a hardcore show, it was a beatdown fest. And I was super hesitant to go to, like, beatdown fest shows because I didn't know what any of that shit was like. So I got in. And for the opening band, my buddy's band, the place was sold out, packed to the wall for the opening band. That shit doesn't happen nowadays either.
Yeah.
But I was like, and every dude's in hoodies, and everyone's ganged up, DMS in the house, like all like the hardcore Long Island posses are there, whatever, the Queens. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die here.
At my first concert.
They played the first note and the whole room like backed up. And I'm like, oh my God. But I was up on a step and I was behind a rail and everyone was like right swinging. And I'm like, I'm safe. And I'm like, there is murder happening in front of me. And I'm like, safe.
And how old were you?
16. On my 16th birthday night, I was like, for years, my buddy's like, come to this show. I'm like, no. And my mom wouldn't let me go to like Manhattan. Mother was, you're not going, you're not doing that shit. Once I went to that first show, every show after, I'm going, I'm there.
It was game over.
And then after, eventual from 16 to 21, then drinking and smoking, then I go in the pit finally. And then I'm finally like in the pit for a couple of years. And I was throwing down doing that dumb shit. Never got knocked out until this day. But I stopped. I'll do that. It was a very short of my metal career. Like this much of it was my mosh career. And I'm like, now I'm like too old, too stupid. I'm going to get my teeth knocked out. Like I can't be having it. Yeah, I can't.
Sitting here, chewing on the left side of my mouth all the time.
Yeah, but that was what did it, man. Concerts and Green Day and Metallica, and then kind of just like hanging around with the people that I wanted to be close with and like I wanted to interview and I wanted to do stuff with. Even today, I just shouted out, I hit up some band on Twitter. I found out they're coming to Long Island. I'm like, yo, when you get here, we're going to link up. We're going to do something. Like I could just, and that's the benefit is like I have a little cool mic like this and I could just walk. We could do it in the parking lot. We could do it in the bathroom.
Mobile.
Like, I don't have to be, in a studio to do an interview. Like that, those days are dead. Like I'd rather a motorcycle drive by in an ambulance and like you hear the street and the noise and the people walking by. That shit makes it real. And I feel like that environment helps with the interview as well. Like sitting here eating food. Like I've never done something where I'm sitting here and like it just helps mellow everything. It's fucking cool.
So to step away from the fighting a little bit, you talked about you love watching these bands go on the journey. You love meeting all these people and just having interviews and sitting down and talking with them.
You guys too. You're part of this.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So what, other than that, what's your favorite part about being in the music industry?
Man, the randomness of like any given day. When I was at Sirius 5 days a week and like Dillinger Escape Plan's there and SWV walks by and Dillinger Escape Plan's freaking out about SWV and then they meet in the lobby and I'm like, what is he? Like, you just get these chance encounters that never happen, but being able to have those random moments or even just being out at concerts and having random things happen, just running into people, making new friends, like networking, like aside from watching everybody on the journey, my favorite thing, I mean, the friends I've made, all the cool creative people I've met, all the fucking like the ideas that I've come up with in the last 15 years from my first year at Sirius to now, like when I used to be like, how the hell am I going to do any of this? And somehow 15 years in the business, I'm writing and I'm producing and I'm editing and I'm like DJing and directing. And I'm like, I got DJs who I got to like construct and like give them constructive criticism. And I'm like, this is far too much responsibility for someone as stupid as me. Because like, I just spoke at a college at WSOU, Seton Hall Pirate Radio, 89.5. They just called me and they're like, yeah, come talk to our DJs about being a DJ. And I'm like, I don't know shit about being a DJ.
You're like me?
Yeah, I've been doing this for 13 years, like blindly. I have my boss and I go by what my boss directs me. And we have these meetings every week where we, you know, identify other DJs, cliches and issues, and you know, you improve on yourself from that. But I'm always trying to get better, but I don't know if I guess people aren't like, fuck you, kill yourself on Twitter. I guess that's the judge of it, right? Because but I'd say what they say also, like, once people are fucking hating you, that's when you're doing shit right. But like, and like Seton Hall's like, they're like a Christian university.
It's beautiful campus.
And yeah, beautiful. But like, I'm on air talking about weed, talking about sex, talking about Cannibal Corpse, talking about all these things and bands that they can't talk about. And I'm like, I don't know if you want me coming there inspiring your 18-year-old students to just do what the fuck they want, because that's not going to work here.
Because that's not what college teaches.
Yeah, I don't have parameters. They gotta do
That's not what society teaches.
Yeah. So and I was like, yo, I told them all, I'm like, you suck. Now, compared to if you stay with this for 10 years and listen to yourself 10 years ago, now you're gonna be like, that was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. So I'm like, you're only gonna get better. And yeah, that has been my thing, is just like trying to be a good DJ and trying to like guide other people and have people, I don't know, like listen to what I'm telling them is fucking gnarly. And like, I don't think I have any good information, you know? Like, I don't think I could go in front of a class and like tell them shit that like I've been doing for 15 years, because I'm like, this is common sense, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like, they're brand new to this, and they have guys who tell them the same shit I was telling them, but I have like some more bullet points in there that they maybe didn't have. So I don't think I know a lot, and I still don't think I know a lot. But when I'm talking to somebody who doesn't know anything about what the hell it is I'm doing, then yeah, like I was supposed to talk for 60 minutes and I did 90, and I was like, shit, sorry. So like, I do like getting that knowledge and being able to just be reliable and have none of my bosses worry. My pops raised me to be a good worker.
That's it.
Be a good worker, clean up after yourself, leave the job site better than you found it, do great work, whatever. And that's what I've done my entire time there. And through doing that, meeting new people and having new conversations and being creative, aside from the music shit, 100%, like, that is the best part, is just all of these like minds. And like, and all, like you said, you know, Rita, like I was hanging out with her, like, I'm like, she's like 10, 15 years younger than me. And like, you get this age gap of like all of these creative thinkers, and she's a dance guy, and I'm a metal guy, I'm a hip hop guy. I'm like, you get all these people in one room, and like, you know, awesome, amazing, brilliant stuff can come out of it. And that's one of the best parts of all of it, 100%. When I was going in 5 days a week, it was a 9-to-5 gig. But like, not really. I get in early and I leave late. There's no clock to punch. You're there. You're fucking working. These damn kids these days, 5 o'clock comes, they're like, yo, I'm done. It's like the work's not done. So you're not done. And it's hard. It's hard to get that processed in 2023. So just, you know, work hard as hell and don't ever stop working. And yeah, I forgot. What was the question again? Sorry. I got lost in my thought.
Well, no, I was just getting to, you know, like, you're really passionate about what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and you decided, at first they told you were good at what you did, so they switched up the game plan, right? So a lot of people could have just ditched everything, went and got,
I was gonna
a
quit
county job, a
million
union job,
times.
and a lot of people, around you, your family, your friends will probably tell you to take the safe route. Hey, just go get your pension. You know what I mean?
What are you doing at this stupid job of yours?
Exactly. So how do you absorb what everybody says, and keep going and keep pushing yourself?
Shout out to my man, Uncle Dave, who's
Uncle
like my
Dave.
life coach. And when I wanted to quit a million times, shout out to Uncle Dave. Oh, yeah. My man Garrett would drive me to the train station every morning. That was fun as hell. I want to quit. And I'd call my buddy and I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. And he's like, don't stop. Don't stop. Like, just keep going. And I'm like, all right, like, it's like life. You have your bad days and the bad days end and then shit gets normal and everything's fine. So I just, and that's what sorry, fucking stop talking, my mouth's full. When I was talking to these kids at college, that was the first thing I wrote on the chalkboard. I had a chalkboard, which was crazy. I was like, this is the best part of the whole gig. I was writing shit on chalkboard.
Retro.
And I wrote, persevere, no matter what. Your friends are going to be like, I make 95 grand a year. What the fuck are you doing with your life? And it's like, what do you do with, like, you hate your job and your life. Like, I do this and I do that. And it's like, I'm exactly where I want to be. And I have kids call me, even that work for us now, and they're like, I'm this old, and I want a car, and I want that, and all my friends have that, and all my friends have this, and I want this. And I'm like, you sound like me when I was your age. And I'm like, yo, just so you know, I'm old as hell right now, and I'm just getting that shit right now. So if your friends are doing that, go do whatever your friends are doing. But like, I don't know, my mom still tells all of her friends like about me, but like, she's like, I don't know what to tell them that you do. Because like I can work 14 hours a day, but explaining to my mom
Exactly
what it is
what it
I'm
is.
doing, I just say I'm a DJ. DJing is, out of my day, DJing is like literally that much of it, but it's the only thing I can tell somebody that they'll understand what the hell. Because when I say I'm a program director, what does that even mean? When I'm a producer, what does that even mean? So it's just like, and a writer, and just like so many different bits to it.
Tell her to watch the oven. She'll find out exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke this up too.
Yes,
hell yeah.
What's the biggest thing, your career has taught you?
I mean, persevere, definitely. Be patient, which I still am not till this day.
It's tough, man.
Go with the flow.
I keep hearing that delayed gratification.
Yeah, I mean, I'm an immediate That's what my therapist told me years ago. You're an immediate gratification guy. That's why I don't like edibles, because I need to smoke, because smoking is immediate. Edibles, 45 minutes later, I'm sitting around waiting.
Eating another edible.
Yeah, classic mistake. So, it's delayed gratification, but it's also just like, act professional. I have many unprofessional moments. Nothing worse than flipping out in a Zoom call with 15 other people in the Zoom call when it should have just been me freaking out with you.
At least you had your pants on, though, I hope.
Yeah, always.
You had to think about that.
But yeah, just persevering and never stopping, and just don't worry about what anybody says. It can get crazy and you get overwhelmed, but that's every job. You get frustrated if you're doing what you want to do, then like, I don't know, the stress shouldn't matter. The stress is going to be part of it, because it's better to do what you want to do and be stressed out than not be doing something you don't want to do. Maybe you're getting 15, 20 grand extra, but like you hate their job, and like,
Is your time worth that money?
I was supposed to be a butcher. They call me Shawn the Butcher.
I was gonna get to this. I was gonna ask at the beginning.
I was a Stop and Shop, right down the block from here.
Okay.
Right down there with Target. I was going to apprentice to be a butcher, right as I got the internship for Sirius XM. So I was like, I do this, and I could do this, and with these guys who were like clearly not stoked to be there every single day. Or I could make less money, and I could like go live my dream. Whatever my dream was. I thought my dream was to be in a band, and I was working for Opie and Anthony. I was like, maybe this might be the dream. Like, dreams can change really fucking quick. But you find what you're good at. I didn't think I was good at anything. And even when I was on Opie Anthony, I fucking sucked. But you develop and you get better. And that's the thing is I was like, I don't want to be a butcher. I still go back to the same Stop and Shop and I see the same dudes
Same guys
doing the same shit. And I'm like, it's been probably 20 years since I've been there. And they've been doing that same gig, doing the same thing. And I'm like, I have seen so much crazy shit in that amount of time. Like no amount of money. Like even if you showed me the dollar amount, I'd be like, I don't think I'd be like, nah, I'd take the butcher life over all the ridiculous crap I've done over the last 15 years. Like the life experience means more to me than the paycheck. And that's the mantra I've been living by. Is just by like, don't worry about other people's bullshit and their paychecks and their drama and their like what they think of what I'm doing. Just keep going. And I keep telling my boss, I'm like, I just want to be good. I just want to be good. And they're like, you've been here for 15, 20 years and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. You're fine. But I'm like, I always think I'm slacking. I always think I'm like slipping. I always think I'm on the verge of being fired or sucking or like people are talking. Yeah,
that's not that little bit of anxiety that probably sets you apart from that many people.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing, man.
No,
like,
a lot of people don't give a fuck.
A lot of people get comfortable real quick too.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that we learned, like especially in school, just learn how to live uncomfortably.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get comfortable, man, it's a long fucking road.
That's what I told the kids. I was like, put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, like step outside of your box, like
whatever that box may be, like just get out of it for a second.
My boss threw me on stage in front of 15,000 Slayer fans. Randomly, I was standing in a corner and he's like, take the mic and go out on stage. And I was like,
what'd you do?
Just do it. Just fucking go. Like for a second, you're like, what the fuck? But then you're just like, just go out there and just do whatever. So, you just go out, you say what the fuck is up. Like, you can't believe you're there, but like, don't get lost inside your head. Just treat it like anything else. Don't stall. Don't hesitate. Don't think. Don't overthink. That's the problem. Is you're going to get stuck in your head like, no, I don't want to do this. No, I can't do this. No, I can't. I'm never going to be able to do it. Just say yeah. Just say yes to everything. And that's my problem. It's why I get stuck with every goddamn task at work. Because it's like, oh, he can do it. Here, do this. Here, do this. And I'm never going to say no. What am I going to do? Say no to my boss? Like, it is what it is. So.
Say Jim Carrey. Yes, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're listening to the Oven Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
We couldn't help ourselves. We already started digging into these Zeppelis.
My favorite part of the meal.
I wish I had a full set of teeth right now.
If you haven't caught on yet, Franco just had a tooth pulled before this episode started.
So I unfortunately can't smoke with him right now.
We got the Zeppelis, powdered sugar, a little pretzel, some whipped cream, and then we got the strawberry and mango drizzle on there. And yeah, these Zeppelis were fried in some infused oil.
Not going to be a bad time.
Amazing. So good. I'm so full already, but I don't even care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I feel there's always room for ice cream. Mm-hmm. There's always room for Zeppelis.
Desserts, I skip everything. Go straight to dessert.
I ditched the fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fork didn't work. Real quick, so we talked about, like your favorite part of like the industry, and it's like the randomness and all that, and all the different people that you get to meet. I was scrolling through, man. I saw like, you meet some really cool people. My personal favorite, John Cena. I saw that picture. I was like, no way.
Yeah, that's an old one. So they used to call me, when I was interning at Opie and Anthony, they used to call me Shawn Cena because they said that I looked exactly like
Really?
Now I get Edge. Everyone stops me. They're like, you look like Edge.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Were you a WWF guy?
Yeah, always. Not so much anymore. I just watched WrestleMania. It was pretty awesome. Rhea Ripley rules. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. But like, I'm not attached to it like I used to be. But
WWF was crazy.
Yeah. I got a buddy who does a heavy metal wrestling podcast called Squared Circle Pit.
Okay.
Which is pretty gnarly. But yeah, I love wrestling. I just haven't caught up with it.
Who's your guy growing up?
Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
So I have a picture with Hulk Hogan. That was like one of my biggest moments. I met him at Sirius. I shook his hand. And he goes, "You're going to break my hand, brother." I'm like,
that guy's got to have ham hands.
I could die happy. Hell yeah. Hulk Hogan told me I'm about to break his hand. I love like Patrice O'Neal. We used to hang out at the Opie and Anthony show when he was alive. He was just one of the most like best thinkers in the world. Which, you know, that from his comedy, like he's that, and like I knew he would be that in person, but being able to be in the presence of that
and witness it like
yeah,
firsthand.
it is like it's power, it's energy, like it's like that power that like I don't know, man. Like I'm not saying he's a cult leader, but it's like whatever draws people, the cult leaders, and you're just listening to every word they say. Like he
Just
had
like that infectious aura.
Yeah, he had that great kind of power. But yeah, no, everybody's really interesting, and everyone's always cool. And no one's a dick. And what's cool is like when I interview them, like they're not really well known or whoever. So like they're always super excited and they're super amped up. But yeah, I mean you find out like interesting hobbies they have on the side and stuff, you know. Maybe they love cooking pizza or maybe they love like gardening and stuff. Aside from playing like extreme death metal music, you know, like, playing with toys with their kids. So like it's cool finding out other things that they do. That's one of the
finding who they are like on a personal level.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of just being like, when's your album coming out? When's the tour start?
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. Same regurgitated questions from every other interview. Yeah,
That's the fun part, like relating to people and like understanding like they're a person too.
Yeah,
you know, like, same struggles, similar journey to many other people. You know, similar background. That's what makes this fun.
That's why I respect the crap out of these band dudes because like. Cold nights, they're in the van, unshowered. I need a bed and I need a hot shower every night. And these dudes are on the road, not sleeping in their own bed, not showering, not sleeping 8 hours a night, sleeping 3 hours, driving 26 hours.
Just grinding.
Yeah, and that's why I respect the hell out of their craft. And I love interviewing them and getting them out there so more people know about them. So they make more money at the door. They make more money on merch. That's what I'm down to do. Is just get these guys hooked up. I got 401k, all right? I got health insurance. I'm all right. I'm all right. They don't have that shit. They're just like winging it. You know, they get an emergency on the road. They're fucked. They are fucked. So like, and then it's GoFundMe. And then it's like, yeah, but it's great to see like everyone's getting robbed. Everyone's getting, you know, medical issues. And then they put up a GoFundMe and boom, it's like, most of the time, like the fans appreciate. They know Spotify is not paying them. They know they're not getting the royalties they should.
Yep.
So it's good to see people contributing to that cause as well. So it's good to see like the whole community come together. That's what I love.
Is that a larger issue that you just touched on there with like Spotify and not getting the proper royalties?
Yeah, hell yeah. Spotify I think gives 0.0001 of a cent per, like, I don't know what it is. It is something ridiculous, and it is the you know base for music or Apple. I know a couple people who use Apple Music, but everything is on Spotify right now. And I mean, I use Spotify. You kidding me? When a new album drops, the first thing I'm doing is checking it out on Spotify.
I've been bouncing back between Spotify and Apple Music now.
But they don't pay. I think we pay. I think Sirius is good with royalties. I don't know. I don't work in that department, but I think we pay better.
That's the one department you don't work in.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Please. And now I just blew up my spot. They're going to hit me up tomorrow.
Do they let you guys smoke on air at Sirius? I don't even know.
No is the answer I'm giving. Theater of the mind is the key phrase that I have learned. Allegedly is another key phrase that I have learned. Listen, we used to do some wild shit on air back in the day. Wild. How we didn't get fired is a miracle.
Can we talk about it? Like the wild.
We were drinking heavy, and then we bring in a whole crew of people, and we would all be drinking. So there'd be just like we'd be around, and there'd be mics everywhere, and we'd be shots on air, off air. Like it was reckless. We were supposed to be doing 60-second breaks, like a talk break, where you just pop on. You just heard this is blah blah blah. 60 seconds. We turned them into 8.5-minute drunken tirades. Anytime my boss would leave, and he would hear it on air and be like, "What are you doing to this channel?" Eventually we wised up and we stopped doing that shit. So I'm blowing up my own spot, but it's done now. Statute of limitations. But now, no. I mean, listen, it's legal. So like, what's to say? So like, if it's illegal in one state and we have a host there, but it's legal in California and we have a host there, can the California host smoke and the illegal? Like, I don't know what the stipulations are, but no, you're supposed to be sober and sharp and on point on air. And everyone's got their own methods.
Exactly. I was just about to say, sometimes the weed makes you sober and on point.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you want to be relatable, and sometimes the best way to be relatable is to get relatable.
I like that.
And if you're going to get baked before you go on air, just make sure you do a good show. Again, advice I should not be giving to college kids because I have no limits to what I do. But no, we just keep it professional, and whatever we do on air that we're not supposed to be doing, I guess we hide it well. I don't know. Maybe we don't. We have an alarm that goes off at 4:20, so like I don't think we hide it well at all. No, I don't.
Just casually blow up your spot down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get relatable, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
weed makes me turtle up.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the wine probably got me more relatable than anything.
So I want to ask you that question.
Yeah.
This is a question.
Yeah.
You know, I really wish I would have asked every person that we interviewed from the get this question, because this is kind of where, you know, part of the idea started from. But you know, if you go back and you can have dinner with one historical figure, dinner or lunch, whatever it may be, and any question you asked, they had to answer. Who would that person be?
I mean, historical figures, and it can be anybody.
It can be anybody.
Has to be. I mean,
Dead or alive?
MF Doom.
MF Doom.
MF
Really?
Doom.
Okay.
I love MF Doom. He's dead now. Rest in peace, MF Doom. I always wanted to interview MF.
You getting some
Doom.
love from the crowd.
Yo,
too,
shout
so
out.
you know.
Yeah, and he's got the Hulk shirt. I'm sure you're a big Doom fan. I mean, historical figure, what, a president? Like, no, I don't care.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. Like, maybe Cliff Burton from Metallica who passed away. That'd be cool. But, like, Doom, I hang on every word that dude says and rapped and, like, the nerd shit and the comic books. And, like, I would just love to sit and do this because he loved to eat. He was a hefty boy.
Mm-hmm.
And he loved to smoke. And, like, he loved comic books. I feel like we had so much shit in common. And yeah, I've interviewed Cypress Hill. Aside from Cypress Hill, I've never interviewed any rappers ever. So I would love to sit with him for an hour, even if it was timed, and just be like, here's every lyric you ever wrote. I want to talk about this line, this line. Did you say egads? What rapper says egads? Just nerd shit. I just want to sit and hang out with him. And I missed him the second he passed away. I was like, I cannot believe I was able to see him live once.
Okay.
That I'm happy for, but I would have loved to sit down and talk to him. I'm a big hip hop head. MF Doom became my favorite rapper. He wasn't always my favorite rapper. Redman.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Jersey's own. Yeah.
That's it. We're trying to actually get him on here. That's
Reggie Noble. Hell yeah.
I love Redman.
But MF Doom, I would have loved to. He had the mask, and he had the aura, and he had the mystique, and like he got busted a couple times for faking having impersonators come out as him. Like he had some drama, but like even when he passed away, like you're like, is this real?
Is it
like you never. And it turned out that he had passed away. I think months before it was even announced. And who the hell dies in 20? It was right in the pandemic, but even then, like who? What celebrity dies and like it's not immediate?
Yeah, and it's covered up.
Yeah. So it's crazy. It was fucking crazy. MF Doom, yeah, it might be a stupid answer. You might get a million better answers in future things, but I will stick by that.
Ready for the oven question?
Yeah, let's do the oven question.
Ready?
Hit me.
All right. Who do you
Oh,
want?
the oven question.
Yeah.
I like this. You gotta show the
A
oven.
little mini oven.
Yeah.
You know. Pick a question.
Oh, do I pick? Oh,
Pick one and read it out loud.
Fortune cookie. Which food reminds you of your ex? Brutal.
I would probably go with either dim sum or a kiwi.
What the hell's it?
I mean, what the fuck's a dim sum?
He goes, what the fuck's it?
like a kiwi, like it's okay. I thought it was something else. All right, like kiwi. Gotcha. And dim sum, like yeah, I've had dim sum
Dim sum's like a what would you call that? It's like a little like wonton almost.
Yeah, like buns, right? Or is that
All right, so
I don't know.
we'll call it kiwi and wonton then.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. And what about you?
I hate to do this in front of our cameraman, intern today, camerawoman intern, but yeah, I'd have to say cream pie probably.
Good Lord.
That's why we put these questions in there.
That's for the setup. It's all about the setup. And yeah. Perfect.
We'll pick one more out.
Okay, yeah, this is fun.
You
I like
ready?
this. Yeah, this is really crazy.
Right.
Yeah, you could pick one. Oh, no. Bad.
Would you date someone with the same name as your parent?
Wouldn't it be funny? Yeah, my dad's name was. Yeah. It would be off-putting. Probably not. No, and I never have, and I think that's a pretty good streak to be on. No, I wouldn't. Someone with my parents' name, would I date them?
Yeah.
And eventually be banging them with my parents' name?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No,
when you put it like that, it's a little tough.
I mean, what other way is there to put it?
I feel like I mean, I guess maybe I would, depending, but like, I don't know. My mom's name is Lori, and
Okay.
the last time I heard like someone with the name Lori was like it's her age. So
Yeah.
I would probably say no.
Yeah, there's no kids with the name Laura. They're just 45 or older.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was this girl, my mom's name is Kim, obviously.
Mhm.
Her name was Kimberly. I was like, I straight up told her, I was like, I'm calling you Kay until you tell me what your new name is.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting sucked by you and be like, oh yeah, Kimberly. Like, no, it's not
Can't do it. It's going to ruin
not
everything.
happening. No.
K's a good switch up.
Yes, it's Kay, and then you can let me know what you want to be called.
Uh-huh.
What about like your name's Shawn? Like, would you date a girl named Shauna?
Shauna, I've met Shaunas before, and it is, again, kind of weird. But when I say Shawn, everyone says John, and I'm like, whatever.
Before we sign off, man,
Yeah.
I've had a.
Thank you.
I think I speak,
No,
I think I
this
speak
is
for
very
everybody.
much awesome
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank
Awesome
you. And thank
conversation.
you, Oven.
Thank you, right? Thank you, Oven.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, weird ass Oven. You can get me in a lot of trouble, Oven.
What's so you talked about all these bands that you're interviewing and stuff like that. Let's shout out a couple of them that we should be looking for on the radar.
Man, Jesus Peace, Sanguisugabog.
Wait, say that again.
Sanguisugabog.
Okay.
That's the point. Everyone, the first time I heard that name, I was like, what? And then you
Never forgetting that.
Anytime you hear it, they just announced today they're playing in Amityville Music Hall in August.
Okay.
It's gonna be all these death metal bands. Hang on, I got a list. I do have a list.
Yeah, grab it.
Wait, I have it right here. I always keep a list of like the bands I'm currently listening to. Just for this year. I mean, if you're not listening to Knock Loose, you got to start listening to Knock Loose. But Sanguisugabog, View from the Soyas, they are from Japan. Hardcore band. Awesome band. Weapon X is another good one. I already mentioned Jesus Peace. Yeah, there's a lot of great new talent out there. And I like pushing new bands. And there's a good death metal scene. There's a good hardcore scene. Johnny Booth. Shout out to Johnny Booth, Long Island Boys.
Yep.
They're blowing up. Excuse me. Yo, I'm so full. So full.
That's how we always leave this place.
Yeah. Sanction. I don't know if Sanction's still around. I have been waiting for new Sanction forever, and they tweeted today that they're making an announcement tomorrow. So I'm like, I want it to be like a show. I don't need I don't know. I need something more than like, here's a t-shirt or like, here's a new something. Like, give me new music, a new tour, a new whatever. But I love Sanction. They're one of my favorite Long Island bands. A lot of Long Island bands. The scene out in Long Island is crazy.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
There are so many bands, all different types of bands. And
You don't realize that until you get into that scene a little bit, too.
Mhm.
You're like, God damn, they're putting out some really good music,
Yeah.
a lot of original stuff. And you're like,
And it's cool because of the group of people that are there. It's like a lot of the same people most of the time. So you make friends, and you find new people, and there's a lot of cool, interesting characters. But I live at Amityville Music Hall. That's like the
Okay.
spot. Like they shut down Revolution down the
Yeah,
block. They
yep.
shut down Crazy Donkey.
oh, Crazy Donkey used to be literally crazy. That
Yeah.
place was one of a kind.
Yeah, I miss that place. I miss all these places, but I'm glad Amityville Music Hall is still open. But yeah.
And tell us where to find you real quick.
At Shawn the Butcher on everything, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at In Madness Pod on all the socials. I have my own sandwich in Brooklyn.
Yes, you do.
Mission Sandwich, Bedford Ave, Brooklyn. I don't know what spot in Brooklyn. I think it's
Mission
Williamsburg.
Oh.
I don't know, but it's on Bedford Ave in Brooklyn. Mission Sandwich, the Hail Shawn sandwich. It is the biggest sandwich they have. It's probably the biggest sandwich in New York City. It might be the biggest sandwich in the world. It's the best sandwich. It's 2 meals and it's worth every penny. But
I saw a picture of it.
Yeah, he's
What's
got
on it?
I can tell you exactly what's on it. Roast beef, chicken cutlet, bacon, pepper jack, hot honey, pickled jalapenos, salsa, chipotle veganaise, pickled red onion, lettuce, tomato, red chili flake, cracked black pepper, and that's it.
Looks nuts.
Oh, it's awesome.
I gotta unhinge my jaw to eat it.
There's a whole lot of meat on that.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But it's a big fat sandwich for my big fat mouth, and it's fitting and it's doing well. And a lot of people are going in and like tagging me when they go in. Somebody
awesome.
dropped off Godzilla shit for me there, and I was like, "Fuck yes!" Like
I think that might
incredible.
be when you know. That might be when you know you made it.
Yeah, and I mean, once I got the sandwich, like I brought my mom.
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Mom, look, like this is what it is. Like I get your baby boy got a sandwich." So yeah, get the sandwich on the socials, In Madness Pod. Liquid Metal, Into the Trivia Pit. I'm on Liquid Metal weekdays, Monday to Friday, 5 to 9 p.m. Shout outs to Jose Mangan for still letting me fucking be on his channel after like a decade of just being absolutely asinine and talking about fart jokes and all this ridiculous shit. But like all the stuff we've built there is amazing. But yeah, the Trivia Pit, that's our baby. We grew that from nothing that didn't exist when I got there. We built that from the ground up. Creating shit is like, again, the best part of the gig is when nothing is there and then making food like nothing exists. And then all of a sudden, boom, you got Zeppelins. Like, creating shit is great. So yeah, I'm always staying busy and I'm always working. I'm beyond the oven pod out here. Like, yeah, always keeping busy. I would love to have you guys on to do like maybe not a horror movie. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'll do a comedy.
Yeah.
You let us know, man. We would love that.
Absolutely.
Come hang out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we do something like this. Could you imagine? I don't know if my guy smokes or not. He'd be like tripping out. It'd be funny as hell. But yeah, maybe even have the movie on and like,
Live stream action?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I do. That's like how the ideas happen. It's just like get stoned and just word
blurt.
vomit. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you guys.
No,
It's
seriously,
so
man.
cool.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you, everybody. Shout outs to everybody.
Garrett,
Marinara,
guys.
fuck yeah.
Marinara Cafe, they never miss. That's a fact. So we want to thank you guys for having us again for another episode. My boy, thank you for coming, man.
Much love.
man.
Thank you. This
We want to
was
thank
awesome.
Garrett and his team over at Marinara Cafe for the amazing meal. They continue to put out some of our favorite food in all of Nassau County. Make sure you check out our YouTube page, click the subscribe button, and join us next time because there's always an open seat for you at the oven.